Hi Jordan, how long have you been running this gallery?
Space 776 is, we are running this gallery for 7 years, since 2015. We started in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and moved to Lower East Side 2020. And it's been 2 years in this area.
I like how you just opposed these two artists together. They're both interested in landscape, but express this concept in a very unique visual language. And Chun is one of Korea's top artists, and his works have been acquired by major public collections like the Rockefeller Foundation in New York, the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, as well as the National Gallery of Contemporary Art in Seoul. Chae Rimm is an artist as well as a jewelry designer. She's also the winner of Leonardo da Vinci Award in Italy. How do you see the connection and distinction of their works?
Two different artists, Kwang and Rimm Chae. Somehow they're like connected, but somehow it's very different. It's just focused on their materials, like two different materials can show the diversity of how Korean artists work differently. For example, Kwang used mulberry paper, and the Rimm Chae is lacquer and jewelry and metal on the pieces. So it's very like different. And you can see each other work more like effectively, and it looks more interesting for the viewers.
And these two artists, they choose materials that are closely related with their roots and memories in Korea. Chae Rimm uses lacquer, and Kwang chooses hanji, which is a traditional Korean paper that is made from inner bark of a mulberry tree native to the country. What's in front of us is a magnificent example of Kwang's most celebrated aggregation series. Can you tell us where did his inspiration come from and how was this work made?
Kwang's aggregation is a great work of art. You can see this, and so energy is like merged and spreaded in different colors. You can see a lot of different things in the work. First of all, you see the wrapping papers. He is inspired by his memory in childhood. So his grandfather had a traditional medicine store, and he used to work there, and this is the way like they wrap the medicine traditionally. So he was thinking about the moment in the medicine store. He tried to make the artwork with that way. So you see the block he wrapped with a hanji, the mulberry paper, and tied with some strings. It's a very interesting way to make a work of art. And he also dyed the color a different way. Also, hanji is from like not just like a plain hanji. He used the papers from the script, the old books.
Some are like 100 years old.
Yeah, it's like he mixed with the old Korean and Chinese characters. He uses and dye the color with a natural ingredient. It looks very interesting.
This material is so deeply imbued with Korean connotations and sensibilities, and the result is a strikingly textured, low-relief work, both visually and materially. And when you see Kwang's works, you feel the passage of time, dimension of space, and you see beauty and violence, conflict and harmony, as well as strength and fragility.
This work is aggregation 02119. It's 2002. Kwang's earlier work, he showed in Brooklyn Museum 2 years ago. The earlier version is all made by some old materials. You can see diversity. Most of collectors like the earlier version too.
Yeah, it's very interesting you mentioned the history of these old books. Just imagine 100 years ago when the first person touched these books. What will they feel? How will people feel when they see the works 100 years from now? And what truly amazed me is how the artists connect the past, the present, and the future in just one single painting, reinterpreting the old stories from a modern perspective. I believe a good work of art has a lasting value, and this is definitely a masterpiece that is worth investing in.
Yeah, it's definitely this work going through past to the future, and it contains a lot of history and time. The people see the work in the future, they see a lot of beauties, time and history about the works.
Thank you, Jordan. Thanks
Thank you.
for sharing your insight.
Thank you.
那我们今天的画廊私访就先到这里。如果你想了解更多的藏品信息和购藏指引，可以在视频下方找到我们的联系方式。如果你喜欢本期的视频，别忘了点赞、评论、收藏、转发。我们下期见啦！